Good afternoon, scholars. Mr. Suffering here, and welcome to the second lesson in our Activity 1.1, the App Revolution. And before we get started, I want to go over some quick housekeeping areas to the lesson. First of all, if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you will see important know-how videos. These are videos that are lessons that we have covered, and I am going to encourage you to retain the information from previous lessons, because you will be applying those lessons to activities going forward. So we are still in week 4, September 8th through September 11th. So let's go ahead and click that link. And we are on Thursday, September 10th, explore the App Inventor. And before I move forward, if you haven't realized or noticed that the theme of this curriculum is Black superheroes. So when I was growing up, you know, there wasn't really just Superman and Wonder Woman. There were Black superheroes that did not get mainstream media attention. So, so this is my way in introducing to you Black superheroes that's been around for decades, actually. So, you know, the first lesson, welcome to App Creators. Of course, that is Supergirl, and check her out. I think she's pretty dope. You know, she's changing from, you know, just a normal human being to Supergirl, and check out her locks. I really think that is real dope. And this character right here, you know, he is a character called Holocaust. He is, check out his locks, and he is doing his Kung Fu. And he is a Black superhero that is fighting off the evil villains. So I think that's pretty dope. So if you want to do some extra reading, go ahead and research Black superheroes. You'll see you'll check out a whole lot of them. And actually, Black Panther was one of our superheroes. So anyhow, let us move forward. So today we are going to be working in Explore App Inventor, and we're going to cover steps 1 through 9, okay? And let's go ahead and click on that link, and it's going to bring you to our lesson, okay? And before I move forward, this is my attempt to wean you off of the videos, because everything you see is your instructions is going to be written out for you to do. But I will be supplying videos on just important strategies that I want you to focus on. But for the time being, this is a video that's going to cover this entire lesson in its entirety, okay? So the essential question in lesson 1 and lesson 2, welcome to App Creators and Explore App Inventor. At the end of this unit, you should be able to answer the question, in what ways does technology affect people's lives? All right. Our second essential question that you will be able to answer at the end of this unit is, how do computer scientists begin, design, and develop mobile apps that meet desired needs? Okay. And the goal statement, the goal and what you should take away from this lesson is, firstly, you will understand how to access the App Inventor programming environment. That is where we're going to do 100% of our programming, okay? Our second goal, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand how to give program descriptive names using camel casing. You will learn about that later on in this lesson. Thirdly, you will understand the name of each portion of the design window in the App Inventor programming environment, okay? The terminology is very important, all right? So we're going to learn those things. And you will understand at the end of the lesson the possible misconceptions to programming and how it will affect your life across all settings, okay? And lastly, When we finish this lesson, you will understand the basics of how to create an application. Okay? So let's move forward. Let's move down. All right, so our resources, we're going to create, well, we're not going to focus on the first resource, but we're going to, and not at this time, but deploy the app emulator. Actually, we're not going to use the emulator. Well, we will use the emulator at some point, but anyhow, but look at the third link. The third link is Engineering Notebook Notes. All right, so when I click on that link, it's going to bring an excerpt of an engineering notebook. Okay, so when you are writing information in your engineering notebook, this is how it should look. I shouldn't see chicken scratch. I shouldn't see scribble. It should be neat. It should be easy to read. If you need to use color, different colors so it can be easier to understand, feel free to do so. Okay. Engineering notebooks are also always used in pen, but in our case, we can use pencil. Okay. So let me click out of this. All right. So what's going to go into your engineering notebooks? You have your key terms. Notice our key terms has multiplied. All right. So our new key terms is our camel casing or camel case, MIT Inventor, palette, viewer, components, properties, designer button, block button. All right. You should learn all of those terms. And after you write the definition as well as write the term as well as the definition of your key terms, you're going to answer the 4 questions in your engineering notebook. What is a computer scientist? What is an MIT app inventor? What is camel casing? What are the 6 design components in the designer view in the MIT app inventor environment? So you take your time, write that down, learn those terms because you will see them again. Okay, so the possible misconceptions of programming. Okay, so at this time, let's all click on the link, possible student misconception of programming. Okay, possible student misconception of programming. Firstly, you have algorithms are only linear, meaning they only include one set sequential path. Okay, we're going to come back to that one because we have not gotten to algorithms yet. But even though you probably don't know what an algorithm is, we use algorithms every day. So an algorithm is nothing but a set of instructions used to complete a task. Okay, so every day we use algorithms to do a task, whether it's brushing our teeth, whether it's getting ready in the morning, etc. Another algorithm is how you do math problems. You do it step by step, one line at a time. Those are algorithms, okay? Our next misconception, when creating a physical computing system, it will always function properly the first time it's tested. That is a serious misconception. And I want to say 100% of the time when you are creating your program, it will not be the masterpiece. It's not going to run the first time that you program it. Just like if you were in English class, your first paper or your first draft will not be the final draft. You're going to go back and make edits, okay? So, so at no point your first program will be the final draft of your program. That is really not possible. Okay. Next, errors in computer programs are the fault of the computer and not the human who programmed it. That is a misconception. Okay. The computer is literally a dumb box. It is only as intelligent as its user. So the program is going to only do exactly what you tell it to do. Okay. So most times, I'm not saying all times, but most times, the errors is at the fault of the programmer. and not the machine. Okay? And lastly, you cannot learn from failure. Persistence is a waste of time. That is a major misconception. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you are afraid to learn. As simple as that. You could take our greatest minds, our greatest athletes, our greatest musicians, anybody who has achieved any kind of greatness have failed millions of times. If you look at the greatest basketball player in the world, Michael Jordan, you know, he's taken hundreds of game-winning shots. Well, do you know he's missed actually thousands of game-winning shots? Yeah. So he's actually failed more than he succeeded. But really, no one really, you know, remembers your failures. They only remember when you hit that big shot. So, so learn to embrace failure, because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve. Okay. All right. So moving forward, let's go ahead and go back to Canvas. Okay. So explore the app inventor. So today we're going to design our first app. Okay. And if you look at the numbering on the left-hand side, I've laid this out pretty, you know, pretty good. So it'll be easy to follow along and understand. We're going, this first part of the lesson, we're going to cover the first 9 steps. And I'm going to allow you to do 10 through 14 by yourself. So let's get to it. All right, so instruction 1, it says access the App Inventor website by clicking the link appinventor.mit.edu. Okay, so at this time, go ahead and click that link. Okay, so when you click the link, you're going to get this page. And I'm going to be referring back to Canvas because this is what you're going to be doing during our asynchronous learning. Okay, asynchronous learning means that I'm not going to be present during a Zoom call. And given that I am out of town, the internet is not real, it's not the best. So I'm going to be trying to connect with you via Zoom. But if I'm not able to connect, if the connection is real sketchy, I will be at my computer at Canvas, and you can message me, and I will be responding to you at real time. So let's go ahead and jump back to Canvas, and let's go ahead and read the second instruction. All right, once after you have completed instruction 1, it then says enter your Google email and password directed by the teacher. So let's go ahead and follow my lead. So we're going to switch back to MIT App Inventor. We're going to click on the orange link called Create Apps. And there it is going to go to a sign-in window. All right, so once it gets to this part, you're going to go and click on your account. My account is my email address. Yours should be your student ID. Okay. Then it's going to bring you to a blank palette. But since I've been in here doing some cool programming, it's going to bring up a screen that of an app that I created previously. So I'm going to refer back to Canvas once we do that. Number 3, it states, click Start New Project. So I'm going to go back to MIT App Inventor. Go back here. I'm going to go back to MIT App Inventor. On the top left-hand corner of your screen, you're going to see My Projects. And then I'm going to click on the down arrow on My Project, and I'm going to select Start New Project. Okay. Project name. Let's refer back to Canvas. Okay. Now we have successfully completed level steps 1 through 3. Now we're on step 4. All right, step 4 states, in the project name box, type A1 underscore 1 underscore my first app underscore your initials. Okay, so notice that the M is capital, first, the F is capital, the A is capital. We call that camel casing. So it will be easy for us to identify our projects. So it's important, it's imperative that we give our projects descriptive names so we can identify them correctly, okay? So we're gonna use camel casing. So what I'm gonna do, I like to work, I don't like to work hard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna do a hold down control and hit C one time. Now that whatever I highlighted is in the internal memory of my computer. And I'm gonna go back to my MIT App Inventor, and I'm gonna hold down, once my cursor is in the project name text box, I'm gonna hold down Command and hit V once. All right, so I'm naming my project, and you're gonna name your project Activity 1 or A1_1, which is your first activity, underscore my first app using camel casing, underscore your initials. So I'm going to put my initials just like so. All right. And once you have done that, you can feel free to pause this video so you can see what you're supposed to do. But if you are ready to move forward, go ahead and click on OK. Uh-oh. I've already done this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and I'm going to name it, put a K and put an S. Okay.